Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is No Dust here with my No Dust, No Worries, No Epics, Legendaries, or Adventure card Rogue Ladder Climb. Okay, so let's hop back into things, and immediately my overlay has some problems. So let me fix that. Let me fix that right now. There we go. Should be looking better. There we go. Great. Okay, so we have a pack. So let's open a pack, see what we can do to improve our deck. Harvest Golem I like, the others not so much. Harvest Golem I like. Let's see if we can fit it in. I would think probably not, because I'm so much of a fan of... Okay, let's get rid of this. So much more of a fan of Scarlet Crusader. Because Scarlet Crusader challenges Shredder, often 1-for-1, and you use the Divine Shield on the Crusader to take out the first form of the Shredder, and then this sort of deck tends to have a 2-attack weapon or 3-attack weapon, and you kill what remains. Okay, do I have a weak 3? I don't think I have a weak 3. Harvest Golem is nice, but I don't think I need it right now. Actually, the real 3 that I would want is SI7. Let me show you guys. So if you're not familiar with the SI7 agent, I'm really starting to believe that he forms... Okay, we're doing a bit of lagging. Looks like my machine decides to lag. Yeah, there we go. SI7 forms the backbone of... What I believe the SI7 will form the backbone of this budget Rogue Ladder experiment. So it's 3 for 3/3 combo, deal 2 damage. And if you can combo this thing, basically it's like a free backstab, but it doesn't even need to be done on a... It can be, deal 2 damage anywhere. It's insane if you can combo this thing. And coining this out or playing it with a spare part is so powerful. This is one of the Rogue's backbone cards. Anyway, enough pontificating. Let's get into the games. Yeah, okay, I'll queue up and then we will see how we go today. Went pretty well last time. Let's go. All right. Sap against Priest. If this is a Dragon Priest, it could be useful, but again, I think Sap is best top decked. I'd much prefer to have a strong start against a Priest, since they tend to run many powerful mid and late game cards, such as the Twilight Guardian. 4 for a 2/6, gain 1 attack and taunt if you're holding a dragon. So it's better to start strong against the Priest, force them to use their removal. Priest's key removal comes in the form of the shadow words. Shadow Word Death, Shadow Word Pain, and also... Do I clear this? I don't think I should bother. Yeah, I don't think I should bother clearing this. I'll play the MCT because I think this thing... I prefer this to get Shadow Word Pain, just like we were talking about. The Priests have some premium removal in the form of Shadow Word Pain and Shadow Word Death. I'd rather this get SWP'd than this, because the Divine Shield on this is worth a lot. So now I get to do the clear. I mean, you drew a card on the Cleric, but you didn't develop anything, so we're sitting pretty strong. We've got 6 damage on the board. We've got possibly Senjin to protect, or just weapon up. Number of things, and drawing and man. Oh, so you did save it. Ah, interesting. You did save it. That's some heads up play. Unless you top decked it. That's some heads up play. I like that. I like that heads up play. Okay, I will just develop Senjin. The problem with my board right now is very vulnerable to Shadow Madness. 4 mana card. Take control of an enemy minion, and it basically the Priest gets control of a 3 attack or less minion, and it gains charge for that turn. Okay, interesting. I think I will clear. Yep. Do I swing? I think I do swing. Okay. So you may have noticed that prior to this video, I didn't have any friends on this list because this is a fresh account. Okay, but there's actually a thread on the Hearthstone Reddit where you can post your battle tag and you can post your sort of play style and the sort of play partners that you're looking for. And I didn't know about this until... Oh, wish I had that in my hand earlier. I didn't know about this until... I didn't know about this until, like, you know, there was a new thread on the Hearthstone Reddit, like, oh, you know, I'm looking for friends to play with, and then someone just go, oh, you've got to come to this link. So I followed the link, and I'll put the link in the show notes for the thread. Basically, you post your battle tag, and then you post the sorts of players you're looking to hook up with. Okay, that's a little awkward. You know, the people you wanna be playing with, and is it worth comboing this out? No, I don't think so. I think I just play it as is. Yeah. He already used a pain. He already used the pain, but I haven't seen him use a death. If I had comboed this out, this is very susceptible to death, but as is only susceptible to pain. And there was already a whatchamacallit, Holy Fire on my Senjin. So I think this thing is more likely to survive. I mean, you know, obviously it's less aggressive. Why are you running two Argai? Argai. Why are you running two Arguses in this? It must just be just it's some sort of an aggro priest deck, but you know, falling behind on an aggro priest deck is really problematic. Okay, is that worth a sap? I don't think that's worth a sap. I think I just clear. Or even I don't need to assassinate. I can 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it works.
Hey,
1.
give me a minute.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here.
2, 3. That's fine. I'll develop my lady. We're fairly weak to light bomb, but I think my opponent might have played that light bomb. If my opponent had light bomb in their hand, they would have played it. I think they would have played it that previous turn. I think they were in a bad enough position to be forced to play it instead of. Okay, interesting. This is why I have this card. I'm vindicated putting this card in. Although if it was a 4 mana sabotage, oh my god, how much better would that be? Anyway, I'm not here to complain about a challenge that I have set for myself. So just a reminder, some people have been a little confused, I guess, as to the parameters of this series, what the point of this series is. And I thought I was more clear on basically the cover screen, but let me reiterate. The point of the series is to see how far I can get on the Hearthstone ladder, playing seriously with a deck that doesn't use epic, legendary, or adventure cards. Yeah? Point of the series. Let me just write that down so I can remember that I talked about this in this video. And we are done. This is why you hold a sap in hand. And this is why sap is sometimes better than assassinate. One of each is pretty good, I think. I think that was a pretty good include. Okay, we're going on a win streak. Are we on 17? Yes, we are. Let's go again. Yeah, so just reiterating, what is the point of this series? Well, like I said, I want to challenge myself as well as the resources that Hearthstone gives. Like, I'm challenging myself to climb as high as possible. This is a bad hand. To climb as high as possible using the resources that are most accessible to new players. Those being some stuff from free packs, maybe your first arena. And I admit my first arena was, you know, probably better. Like going 10-3 in on a Warlock is probably not something that most new players can do. So I admit I got a bit of an advantage there. I probably should have left out the arena or just gone, you know, play arena and then like a more realistic simulation of a real a new player experience would be play arena and just forfeit and get the 1 pack. Like get the free arena and forfeit and get the 1 pack. Because when I did that, and I'll put a link in the show notes. link in show notes to 10.3 Warlock Arena. So I did it with the free arena that comes with you unlock it at some point. I forget. It was not a lot of videos ago, and yeah, I think it would have been a more suitable simulation if I had just forfeited that arena. Okay, let's see if this is an avenge or a get down. Yep, that's fine. A get down is absolutely fine. I have Senjin just for this. So in this situation, Senjin becomes soft board clear. These dudes cannot reach my Argent Horse Rider, and neither can the weapon. They all have to run into the Senjin, and then that's only 4 attack. So Senjin is actually a fairly strong response to this. Even still to this, it's fine. Hit, Thingoth. We're a little bit behind, though, I think. And I don't know what that is. I'll have to figure out what that is. It was already a get down. Could it be a second get down? I think it's more likely to be something like Avenge. No, you didn't clear. I'm thinking that's a sign of Avenge. Avenge. Interesting. Oh, I don't want to do that. Or I could run this. I could run this out. Or this. This doesn't enable any actually, yes, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. I think actually it may be worth. Yeah, I do want to clear the Horse Rider. So let's see if this procs Repentance as it did. Okay, that's very good. That's very good for me. Procking health reduced to 1 on a 1 health minion. That must feel really bad as a paladin. I mean, this is going to eat a dude or eat a Light's Justice charge, but it already ate a Repentance, so it already got value. And you were forced to weapon up there. That's fine. So we're looking fairly strong now. That being able to proc the Repentance, that was a key play. Procking the Repentance using a Buccaneer and not giving that any value is a key play. Okay, and this is fine. I'm happy to feed this into the True Silver. Anything with Death Rattle is great against weapons. So if you're facing a lot of warriors, just run a ton of Death Rattle stuff. Really, because they can only swing once per turn. They have to take the health damage if they're clearing this thing, and then it comes out with some sort of nonsense. Sometimes the nonsense can be bad for you, but other times the nonsense can be good for you. So, hard to say. Okay, if you're trying to get double juggle, I respect the gumption. Ooh, not so close. That's a little unfortunate. Okay, see, in that situation, you should have swung first. Swinging first means that the juggles are more likely to land on what came out of the shredder. If you swung first, because in that situation the shredder has absorbed one of the juggles, and if you had swung first, one of these, my face or the spider would have absorbed the juggles. Thereby meaning you overkilled the shredder. Basically, the pally overkilled the shredder by 1 attack, which is fine. And I will weapon up. Do this.
Here we go.
Protect my board. This is fine. Weak to kings. I possibly should have considered, because if you're running Argent Squire and you're running Shielded Mini Bot, I may be weak to kings. But there's not really much to kings here. Okay, that's fine. I think we can handle that. We're in a strong enough position to handle that. Unless it's Murloc War Leader, whatever the hell the thing's called. Okay, we're fine. You know what would be great? Drake into Fan. Drake into Fan will be excellent. Not so much luck, but that's okay. I can hit. Or do I deadly? I don't think so. I could deadly and then weapon up again. Deadly. I think that actually makes sense. Yeah, it's a little awkward of a play, but it protects a number of my guys. Like, the only thing you have left on the board is a 1/1 dude. I sacrificed one of the deadly charges to gain more board advantage. And that's pretty good, given that we're going into a Kraken round. We're going into a Sharp Sword Shadowpan. Like, we have very strong late game plays. And, you know, that's fine. I'll take that. Yeah. Most likely going to develop the Kraken this turn. Anyway, I went on tangent. So what's the point of this series? Basically to challenge myself, to see how far I can get. You want a kings on that, okay. See how far I can get. I could possibly go... No, still best to go Kraken. Yeah. Do I clear this thing? I think I do. Pelly's low on cards. I'm not low on cards. Clearing this thing makes sense. I can use spiders and my dagger to clear whatever remains. It's worth doing because you already have one kings. I'm not letting you play another kings. I'm going to force you to draw into BGH to deal with this thing. So let's see how we go. And you may very well... Okay. Guardian is fine because I get full value from clearing the Guardian. Okay, I will run Fan. Just to see what happens. Ooh, this is interesting. This is interesting. This is interesting. I think it's a little too optimistic right now to go for deckhand, any sort of deckhand play. I think what I actually do is just develop. Next turn, I can weapon, deckhand, oil. Weapon is 2, 3 mana, 7 mana. 7 mana, and I'll guarantee that the oil lands on something that is able to attack. That's the point of putting deckhand into this list. Anything with charge. Okay. Let's go face. Let's see what happens. That's not what it is. Okay. Do we have enough damage? Oh my god, I forgot. Okay, this is 15. There's enough, even if my oil doesn't land on the deck. Second Repentance. Yeah, I would not run 2 copies of that. And where's your Doctor 6? Oh, you know, a little unlucky, but we still got it. We're still fine. We're still fine. It didn't need to land. I did that just to check for get down. What else would there be? That's about it. There could have also been a check for a laser trap. Sacred Trial, I think it's called. Where if your opponent has 3 minions and they play another, that one gets destroyed. Alright, let's queue up again. Okay. I think this is a fine starting hand. I'll throw the Shadow Pan back because obviously it's pretty high mana cost. Yeah. Having a number of early game, like, you know what? One of the Warrior's strongest cards is Fiery War Axe, sorry. But the best counter to Fiery War Axe is forcing them to play it early and spending the charges on little crappy minions. That's what I found is the best counter. Because if you're a warrior and you can mulligan into Fiery War Axe, then you will. Okay, interesting. I like that. I like that play. Fortunately, we have a Buccaneer coin weapon to deal very neatly with the Cruel Task. And once again, challenging my opponent to bring out a Fiery War Axe or some sort of a weapon to deal with a 2-1. It's quite painful to ask. I mean, it's quite painful as a warrior to spend a weapon charge to deal with a 1-drop. And that's sort of the game plan here. You know, I want to develop as many things that gain value. That gain... Oh, we're fine here. Yeah. Re-attack, that was perfect. You have not dealt with the Buccaneer, so meaning next turn I can weapon up again and gain a 2-2 weapon. Looking pretty strong at the moment. I don't wonder what sort of warrior this is. You've got a Cruel Task, you've got an Acolyte, it could be some sort of Patron, it could be some sort of AoE, you know, bomb everything warrior. You're going to leave the Buccaneer up, that's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. I don't think the Buccaneer will stay alive. Although my hand isn't great for... Should I swing? No, I shouldn't swing. I should save the 2-attack swing for when the armor's up again. Again, warriors use armor as a resource. And as a rogue, it is your duty to reduce that resource as much as possible. That was a misplay. So I was just talking about you using armor as a resource, dude. and you swung, and then you didn't armor after swing. You always armor after swinging, because then you have the 2 armor on. Like, you may be lower in health, but you have the 2 armor sitting on top of your health, and you can shield slam next turn. And that sort of play means, you know, you don't have shield slam in hand. I see that play. Okay, this is fine. It's quite likely actually that there are whirlwinds in this deck, because you're running double acolyte, you're running cruel task. So I think I'll just clear. Well, yeah, I think I'll just clear. Yeah, let's just clear. You know, you get a double draw acolyte, that's fine. I will give you that to empty the board. Maybe a little awkward, but I have very good removal in hand. I have my premium removal and my tempo removal. Okay, that's fine. Not concerned about that. Do I just attack past? I'm not sapping that, and I don't want to. That's not something you want to use premium removal on. Yeah. I think that we just do this. Okay. And I think I do swing to reduce the armor. Like I said, armor is a resource. My opponent may have drawn into a shield slam. I mean, honestly, if you're going to play warrior on the ladder, you pretty much need to have 2 copies of shield slam. I mean, you don't need to. It helps very much so. Okay, there's your Dr. 7. That's fine. I can have... Ooh, yes, very nice of you to set that up for me. Very nice of you to set that up for me. So I will hit, fan, see what I draw. Oh, I miscounted the mana. Miscounted the mana. That's fine. That's fine. No big deal. I can take 7 damage from the boom, and if the boom doesn't go to my face, I can use the shredder to finish it off. That's not too bad. And you know, I think the fan was still the correct play there, because it got rid of so many things. Getting rid of a 5/1 shield maiden for a 4 mana fan is great. This thing hitting in my face once, I'm not fast, you know, I'm at 26 health, not a problem, okay? So you go to can, that's exactly what I want to set. This is some sort of wallet warrior. Okay, interesting. I will clear this. I'll sap the carib, and I think I voluntarily take 7 damage to the face. Oh, that was a misplay. I should have gone Buccaneer first. Whatever. I may be able to Buccaneer up next turn. I should have Buccaneered first. I would have had a 2/1 weapon as a remainder for that turn. That was silly. That was silly. I played too quickly. Yeah, let me write a note to myself. Try not to play too quickly. You end up misplaying very often. Yeah, I play too quickly. That's one of my that's one of the things I do. You know, it's just like I don't have time for this. I don't have time for this. But I think this is fine. Yeah, this is fine. Of course. Yeah, it would have made a pretty big difference. He'd be at 12 now instead. Actually, no, 12 is... Having the warrior above 12 is not necessarily a bad thing, because of Revenge and Mortal Strike. Warriors have a 12 mana breakpoint where their certain removal in their decks becomes more powerful at not 12 mana, 12 health. So once they drop below a certain health amount, certain types of removal become really powerful. You got a brawl? You got a brawl? Okay, sure. Brawl on a 3, yeah, okay. Oh, I won the brawl, it's fine. And you're forced to you don't have to swing, but I would swing here. Brawl on that. I don't know if I would have played my Armor Smith into that, actually, to be honest. Like, brawl on a 3 minion deck. I guess the reasoning of playing the Armor Smith is you reduce the chance of the Kraken winning. And that signifies to me that the Kraken, he doesn't have removal for the Kraken in hand. Otherwise, he would have just played the removal for the Kraken. The rest of the stuff is like, you know, a little weak, honestly. Okay, we are fine to do this. And we're once again in a very strong position. This is asking for a... the 6 attack is actually really good, because it dodges BGH, but it requires attention. 6 attack, 7 health, Ogre on 5 mana is excellent. I really like this card. It's a little slow, honestly, and probably better with... Okay, you're gonna slam... Okay. Oh, you're slamming that? I'll slam execute. Okay, I can understand that. Oh, what? No execute? I'll just slam it if you're not going to execute it. Things I will never know. Okay. Okay. Now I know that there's already a brawl in hand. There was already one brawl played. I think that I will be conservative. I could have either weaponed up there, or played the oil, or played the Senjin. And I think I want to be conservative here. It feels like this warrior has a lot of removal, like double slam. Was it double slam? Anyway, you've got 2 acolytes, you've got a brawl. I'm not seeing any shield slams, not seeing any executes. I wonder what's in your deck. But there it is. We have a Grommash to clear. I'm assuming my Drake, because this is lethal on the board. Yeah, this is lethal. We got 13 damage on the board. So the Grommash will, I mean, either you clear the Drake or you clear the Shadow Panda. Either way, like it's just something you got to do. I would actually, yeah, clear the Shadow Panda. That makes sense. That makes sense. You remove the maximum. I mean, like the difference. The 2 lines of thinking is: if you clear the Drake, you retain more health on your Grommash. If you clear the Shadow Panda, you retain more health on yourself. And I think we are done. Oil adds 7. We got 6. We got 7. Oil adds 7. Not necessarily 7 because it might land on the Senjin. Oil adds 6. Sorry, we got 7. Yeah, I can do this. I think with the flurry, it was pretty much guaranteed. Yeah. So even if it landed, like the 3 attack landed somewhere else, it was pretty much guaranteed. Well played. Doing very well this game. I don't know why. Like this season, must be people are like on holidays and they're like slacking and not playing Hearthstone anymore. I'm just talking out of my bum. Okay, very happy to reach rank 16. I think we will wrap it there. So I want to. Okay, well, actually, before I do anything along those lines, I didn't actually talk about the reason for the season. Not the season. Sorry, the reason for the series. Yeah, so let's actually do that. Let me actually spend a couple minutes talking about why I'm doing this ladder climb. So I think that Hearthstone, especially with GVG, and especially with GVG, introduced a lot of really powerful cards, and a lot of the adventures actually introduced a number of really powerful cards, and sometimes it feels like you can't play Hearthstone competitively or well. Like, for example, you can't reach rank 10 without either net decking a Secrets Pally deck or net decking now what is a Murloc Pally deck, and I got my face crushed by one of those last night. You play Everything is Awesome, I think, on 10 mana, and then you have a old Murkai that deals 17 damage, something like that. So it feels as if sometimes, like playing on the ladder, feels as if you need to have certain amounts of resources. You need to have access to expensive cards, such as epics, legendaries, or adventure cards. Adventure cards, aren't themselves expensive, but the adventures themselves are expensive. And it feels as if you need those to climb. And I wonder if that is still true. Like, this is like an experiment. I'm experimenting on Hearthstone, the game, also experimenting on myself to see whether I can get there with these limited resources. As you can see on the cover, 1,120 dust, and we seem to be doing okay. I mean, rank 16 on 1,120 dust. I'm pretty happy this time. I mean, last month we reached a peak of 17. I think this month we can go much further. I honestly think 15 is very easily within grasp. 10 if I put in a lot of time. And also that's another part of the series. Like it's sort of unwritten on the description, but I don't actually have a lot of time outside of my job job and my commitments day to day to play this game. What you see on the videos is basically most of what I play. I might play a little bit on the weekends, and I want to see how far I can get playing the limited amount that I can play. I'm not a streamer. I'm not a professional. I can't play 8 hours a day, every day or every second day. It's just not realistic for most people in this world, I think. So this is really just a challenge to myself and a challenge to the game. And I think that throughout the journey, and I thank you guys for coming on the journey with me. I think that I think the journey will be enlightening. We'll learn a lot of things. I have already learned a lot of things trying to climb the ladder and interfacing sounds so nerdy. Dealing with the net decks that are out there. You know, so one of the things I had to deal with was Dr. Seven, Dr. Boom. What do you do against Dr. Boom? And I still don't have a really easy answer. I mean, I guess fan assassinate. But fan assassinate, I mean, come on, man. I mean, just straight up assassinate is probably fine. Fan assassinate is a little overkill because that's 8 mana. But assassinate on the boom is fine, and then you can use one of your weapon charges as a rogue to kill one of the boom bots. It's not too bad. And if you've got board control, then you know you can use one of your dudes to trade with the boom bots. It's not too bad, but it's still like you're still spending a lot of resources for a 7 mana card. Anyway, I think that's enough rambling from me. Basically, the purpose of this series is to challenge myself, challenge the game, challenge the resources of the game, see how far you can get using just resources that are available to beginning players. Okay, so let's finish up there. I want to thank you guys in advance for liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. Like I said, I do this for love, so any gestures of appreciation will be much appreciated. And I hope you guys had a lovely weekend. I certainly did. And I hope you guys have a lovely day. And this is No Dust signing off. See you next time.